The fourth leg of the European Open Water Cup returned today to Belgrade, Serbia, in the waters of Ada Saganlija, hosts of the European Aquatics Open Water Championships earlier this summer. The small but select field took on the 10-kilometre course in cold conditions, but warm waters that greeted competitors here for leg number 4. Balmy water temperature of 25 degrees wasn't the problem early, more so the air temperature of just 10 degrees, with athletes having to stay as warm as possible prior to the race as they made their final preparations into the athlete briefing tent, where they received their final instructions from European Aquatics officials. In the briefing, going through the course, 5 2-kilometre laps here at Ada to complete the 10-kilometre race. So those testing air conditions, just trying to make swimmers stay as warm as possible pre-race in those preparations, the final adjustments before they take to the warmer waters. A lot more relaxed on the pre-race introductions. And a final few words before they make their way out onto the pontoon for the race start. 14 competitors from 7 nations in the men's competition. And take a look at the field for this men's race. And thinking the depth of Italy and Germany going to be hard to stop, especially that of Andrea Filadelli, 7th at the 5-kilometre at this course at the European Championships just a few months ago. As always, off to a flying start in the men's race. And swimmers just really trying to stay out of trouble early, but would certainly enjoy the warmer waters here of Ada compared to the air temperature, just getting into their work and rhythm. And a long way to go. 5 laps in total of this 2-kilometre course ahead of them. And plenty of race tactics and positioning, all part of this open water competition. For the women's race, 10 competitors representing 5 nations, with all eyes likely on Monaco's Lisa Poe, winner of the second leg of this Open Water Cup this year already in Barcelona, and of course Paris Olympian as well. Hydration and sustenance always an important factor here in a 2-hour race. That refeed zone, a flurry of activity as swimmers quickly take a pit stop to refuel before getting back to business, and have to time those feedings right, and you need that energy over the final few stages as it accumulates during these 5 laps of the course. There was plenty of action in the water as spectators looked on. But back to that race at the lead of the men's competition. Tightly bunched group over the first few stages of that men's race. See that beautiful drone shot really showing Fabio Dula out in front in the early stages, but only mere seconds separating the lead 4, and then another chase pack of 7 as they start to get into their work. But in the women's race, it was Jeanette Spiwoks who took the lead after a fast start from Frenchwoman Inès Delacroix. Monaco's Lisa Poe right there just behind her. So too alongside Spiwoks, her German teammate in Leah Boy in the top 3. Back through feeding again. Dula of Italy coming into that final lap on the feeding pontoon, just ahead of Germany's Simon Renke and Christian Schreiber of Switzerland. In that final lap, you see the Italians starting to work together over the final stages. And that sublime stroke in front of Andrea Filadelli, who hit the lead and stretched out over the final stages. He made his move down the back straight and then just kicked away in that final turn. And then down the home stretch it was to be. Andrea Filadelli of Italy, 7th at the European Championships in the 5-kilometre, comes down and takes out this leg 4 of the European Cup here in Belgrade, just ahead of his Italian teammates in Fabio Dalu and Ivan Giovannoni. Tied also there for 4th and 5th. Coming down right at the touch was Noah Lurch of Germany, just ahead of Christian Schreiber of Switzerland. But it was all Italy, 1, 2, 3. Perfect trifecta and official results there Andrea Filadelli takes the victory here in Serbia. A few seconds ahead of his Italian teammates in Fabio Dalu and Ivan Giovannoni. And they couldn't have asked for any better result. The three Italians, all smiles for that men's race. And then the action from the men to the women's competition. And much the same, a beautiful final finish from Germany's Leah Boy. Was third overall in last year's series. Now takes her first European Cup win of the season here at Saganlia and touches in just a few seconds ahead of Monaco's Paris Olympian in Lisa Poe. And then right there as well, a leader in Jeanette Spiwoks of Germany, just behind her. So official results for that one. The German taking the victory. And there we go, Spiwoks and Poe, high fives to the podium. And wow, Italy, the depth of this Italian men's open water program, just phenomenal. Why not? Very happy. Ivan Giovannoni there. The bronze medal. Fabio Dalu led for a lot of the race. And just over the final stages, got taken there by his teammate in Filadelli. He said here, Andrea Filadelli was here in Serbia just a few months ago. Was a very tight place, 7th finish in the 5 kilometre, but today takes out this 4th leg of the European Open Water Cup men's race. Andrea Filadelli with the gold and the title, but an Italian trifecta on the podium. And all smiles for Italy. And a well-deserved chair as well for the champion of the day. And in the women's competition, we speak about the depth of Italy, but so too the depth of Germany in middle distance, and open water swimming has never been stronger. Jeanette Spiwoks there with the bronze medal. And Lisa Poe, what a summer that she's had. The victory in leg 2 of this Open Water Cup series in Barcelona. Went to the Paris Olympics as well. And competed there in the 10 kilometre event. And loves this Open Water Cup series. Second placing here. It's going to see her right up there in the overall standings. And then our champion of the day, Leah Boy, just bought her time during the race. You're sitting in 3rd behind those 2 early leaders for the majority of it, but just a beautiful final lap and executed it to perfection to take the victory just under 4 seconds. And that's a wrap from our 4th leg of the European Open Water Cup here in Belgrade, Serbia. And a reminder again, the European Open Water Swimming Cup concludes next week with the 5th and final leg of the series in Rasanac, Croatia, where our overall series champions will be crowned.